Hey everyone, and welcome to the deep dive. We're switching things up a bit today. We're actually going to walk you through this really cool 14-day challenge
Oh, cool.
called Unlock Your Awesome.
I like it already.
Right. So it's all about understanding and improving how you see yourself, which honestly I think is super important, especially as you're kind of figuring out who you are and what you want to do in life. You know what I mean?
Totally. And what I think is awesome about this challenge is it's like a step-by-step guide to boost your confidence. Really embrace your awesomeness.
I love that.
Yeah. Each day focuses on a specific activity or concept that can help you build a stronger, more positive self-concept.
Okay, so let's just jump right in. Day one.
Okay.
Day one is all about understanding what self-concept even means. It sounds, I don't know, kind of technical maybe.
Yeah.
But it's pretty simple when you really get down to it.
Think of it this way. Your self-concept is basically the image you have of yourself in your head. It's all the thoughts, feelings, and beliefs you have about, who you are, what you're good at, and maybe what you're not so good at.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a blueprint that shapes how you see yourself and how you interact with, the whole world.
Okay, so, if my self-concept is negative, does that mean, I don't know, I'm doomed or something?
No, not at all. The best thing about self-concept is that it's not fixed or anything.
Okay. Yeah.
It can totally change and evolve over time, especially as you learn and grow.
Right.
And this challenge is all about helping you develop a more positive and, empowering self-concept.
Okay, that makes you feel much better.
Yeah.
So day one, we're defining self-concept. What about day two? What's on the agenda for that?
Day two is all about figuring out the things that influence our self-concept.
Oh, yeah.
It's all the puzzle pieces that come together to create the image we have of ourselves.
Ooh, I like that, the puzzle analogy.
Yeah.
What kind of pieces are we talking about here?
Well, some of the biggest pieces come from the people around us, right? Our family, friends, teachers, even people we see on social media.
Well, yeah.
All that stuff.
Yeah.
The things they say and do, the messages we pick up from them, all of that can impact how we see ourselves.
Yeah, I've definitely noticed that sometimes, what my friends say can really affect my mood and how I feel about myself.
Oh, 100%. And it's not just, about what others say,
Right.
but also how we interpret those messages, right?
Mm-hmm.
Our own thoughts and feelings play a big role, too.
That makes sense. So it's like a two-way street. Our experiences and interactions with others shape our self-concept, but so do, our own thoughts and interpretations of those experiences.
Exactly. And once you start to understand the different influences on your self-concept, you can, start to identify
Right.
which ones are helpful and which ones might, be holding you back.
That's a great point. It's like taking inventory of those puzzle pieces
Right.
and deciding which ones fit into the picture of the awesome person you want to be.
Yeah, exactly. And that leads us perfectly into day 3, which is all about breaking down the different components of self-concept.
Ooh, okay, I'm intrigued.
Right.
What are these components? Are we talking self-esteem, self-image, that kind of thing?
You're exactly right. It's those different aspects of ourselves that all work together to create our overall self-concept.
Right.
There's self-image, which is, how you see your appearance, personality, and skills.
So it's not just about what you look like, but also, I don't know, how you perceive yourself.
Yeah.
On the inside.
Exactly. Then there's self-esteem, which is how much you value yourself.
Right.
It's about believing in yourself, feeling worthy of love and respect, and recognizing your own worth.
Self-esteem is so important. It's like that inner confidence that helps you shine,
Absolutely. And finally, there's self-identity, which is all about the roles you play in life.
Okay.
Daughter, sister, friend, student, athlete, artist, whatever it may be, right?
Yeah.
It's about how you define yourself in relation to the world and the groups you belong to.
So it's all the different hats you wear in your life and how those roles kind of contribute to who you are.
Exactly. When all 3 of these components are strong and working together, it's you have a superpower
Right.
that helps you feel good about yourself
Yeah.
and navigate the world with confidence.
I love that. Okay, day 3 sounds like a deep dive into, understanding ourselves better.
Yeah.
What's next on the agenda for day 4?
Day 4 is when things get really interactive and fun. It's time for the Unlock Your Awesome quiz.
A quiz. I love quizzes. What kind of questions are on this quiz?
It's all about identifying any habits or thought patterns that might be holding you back from feeling your best
Right.
and most confident. It's not about judging yourself. It's about becoming more aware of those little quirks, we all have and how they might be affecting our self-concept.
I like that. It's shining a light on those blind spots so we can, make changes, positive changes.
Exactly.
So what happens after we take the quiz?
Well, based on your answers, you'll discover your own unique profile.
Okay.
Confidence catalyst, growth explorer, potential powerhouse, or emerging leader.
Ooh.
Each profile comes with insights and tips tailored to your specific strength and areas for growth.
So cool. So it's like getting a personalized roadmap for unlocking your awesome based on like your personality and strengths.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me more about these profiles. Like, what does it mean if I'm, I don't know, a confidence catalyst?
Confidence catalysts are usually those like naturally positive and outgoing people. They kind of embrace challenges, celebrate their wins, and aren't afraid to like ask for help when they need it. They often inspire others with their, confidence and can-do attitude.
Oh, I love that. They sound like the kind of people who like light up a room when they walk in.
Right.
What about growth explorers? What are they like?
Growth explorers are all about learning and growing. They might have some self-doubt, but they're always open to, like, trying new things and pushing themselves outside of their comfort zones.
I love that. They're like fearless adventurers, always discovering new things about themselves and the world.
Yeah.
Okay. What about potential powerhouses?
Potential powerhouses are full of, well, potential. They might not always see it themselves, but they have incredible strength and talents just waiting to be, unleashed. Sometimes they just need a little encouragement,
So it's like they have this hidden superpower they just need to activate.
Exactly.
I like that. And finally, the emerging leader. What sets them apart?
Emerging leaders have like a strong sense of self
Okay.
and aren't afraid to like stand out from the crowd. They're passionate about things they believe in and often take on leadership roles naturally. They might still be figuring things out, but they have like a bright future ahead of them.
I love all of these. All 4 profiles sound amazing in their own way. I'm really excited to take this quiz and see what my profile reveals.
Oh, yeah, it's a good one.
Okay, so after the Unlock Your Awesome quiz, what's next? Day 5.
Day 5 is all about diving even deeper into your unique strengths and personality traits.
Okay.
With the Confidence Decoded quiz.
Ooh, this sounds exciting. What kind of questions can we expect in this quiz?
This quiz gets like a little more personal, right?
All right.
For example, it asks how you typically react when your best friend is having a tough day, or like how you handle challenges.
Ooh, hey.
And even like what your dream weekend looks like.
I love that it's exploring those different aspects of your personality, how you interact with others, how you handle challenges, and even, how you recharge and have fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. And just like the previous quiz, this one will also reveal your unique profile and provide even more specific insights and advice.
Okay.
Based on, your personality traits.
I love that. Okay, I'm ready to decode my confidence and discover even more about, what makes me incredible. Then what?
Day 6 is all about building your awesome toolkit.
Okay.
Which is basically a collection of like fun and practical activities to boost your confidence.
I love that. Give me some examples. Give us some example. Like, what are these confidence-boosting power-ups?
Okay, well, one activity is creating an affirmation station. Basically, a playlist of songs that make you feel like unstoppable.
Love it.
Another one is the compliment challenge, where you give 3 genuine compliments to others each day.
Ooh.
It's a win-win because spreading positivity can actually like boost your own mood too.
I love that.
What else? There's the Future You letter, where you write a letter to your future self, like outlining what you hope to achieve and what would make you proud.
These all sound so fun. Okay, so we've defined self-concept, explored its influences and components, taken 2 insightful quizzes, and started building our confidence toolkit.
Yeah.
What's next?
Day 7 wraps up week 1 of the challenge with a well-deserved, celebration.
Yes.
It's time to acknowledge all the amazing things you've accomplished and give yourself credit for how far you've come.
Yes. It's so important to pause and, appreciate our wins, no matter how big or small they may seem. What's the best way to celebrate those wins?
The challenge suggests creating a certificate of wins.
Okay.
Basically a visual reminder of all your achievements, like throughout different life stages, right? You can create a timeline highlighting successes from your early childhood to your teenage years, and even including recent accomplishments and future goals.
I love the idea of visually representing your wins.
Yeah.
It's like creating a trophy cabinet of all the amazing things you've achieved.
It's a powerful way to boost your self-esteem and remind yourself of your capabilities. Okay, so are you ready to move on to week 2 of the challenge?
Absolutely. Bring it on.
Great. We'll pick up from there next time. Welcome back, everyone. Ready to dive into week 2 of the Unlock Your Awesome challenge.
Absolutely. Week 1 was all about like laying the groundwork, understanding self-concept, exploring its influences,
Right.
and even, taking those insightful quizzes.
Yeah.
Now I'm like ready to, I don't know, put all that knowledge into action.
That's the spirit. Week 2 is all about building, a more positive self-concept. It's like taking all those awesome puzzle pieces we discovered in week 1 and putting them together to create like a masterpiece.
I love that.
Huh?
Okay, so where do we begin?
Day 8 kicks things off with a focus on self-appreciation.
Okay.
Think of it like giving yourself a warm hug from the inside out. It's
Right.
about recognizing and appreciating all the wonderful qualities that make you unique and, special.
Self-appreciation is so important. It's so easy to get like caught up in negative self-talk. But this is about shifting our focus, to the positive.
Yeah.
How do we practice self-appreciation?
One of the activities for day 8 is completing a self-appreciation chart. You basically write down one positive thing about yourself like every day for a week.
Okay.
It could be anything. Your creativity, your kindness, your sense of humor, your ability to make like awesome playlists, anything that makes you like feel good about yourself.
I love that. It's like training our brains to like focus on the good stuff instead of like dwelling on the negative.
Right.
What's up next on day 9?
Day 9 invites us to go even deeper with a thought-provoking who am I exercise.
Ooh.
This is where you really get to explore all those different dimensions of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Your values, your passions, aspirations, and even those, quirky little things that make you you.
It's like taking a journey into your inner world and like discovering all those hidden treasures. What kind of prompts are in this Who Am I exercise?
It's a mix of like fun and thought-provoking questions like, my favorite way to spend a rainy day is, or if I could have any superpower, it would be.
I like that.
There are also prompts that encourage you to like reflect on your strengths and areas for growth, like I'm really good at and I'm working on improving.
I love how this exercise encourages you to acknowledge, both your strengths and your areas for growth.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that we're all like works in progress.
Right.
And that's totally fine. Okay, on to day 10. What's in store for us on this day?
Day 10 is all about unleashing your inner artist and bringing your dreams to life with a vision board.
Vision boards are so cool. I love like how creative and inspiring they can be.
Right.
What are some tips for, creating an awesome vision board?
First, gather like all sorts of materials that speak to you, magazines, photos, stickers, glitter, markers, anything that, sparks your creativity.
Right.
Then think about your goals and dreams in different areas of your life, like school, relationships, personal growth, hobbies, anything that like matters to you.
Cool.
Then like find images, words, and quotes that represent those goals and arrange them on your board in a way that feels, inspiring and visually appealing.
So it's like creating a visual representation of your hopes and dreams.
Yeah.
A tangible reminder of like what you're working towards.
Yeah.
I love that.
Exactly. And, don't be afraid to get like super creative and make it personal. Add your own drawings, write your own affirmations, and most importantly, like have fun with it.
Day 10 sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, what's next on our self-concept journey?
Day 11 brings us the 3 compliments journal.
Okay.
A simple but powerful practice to shift your self-talk in a more positive direction.
Okay.
The challenge is to give yourself 3 genuine compliments every day.
Ooh.
Focus on your actions, accomplishments, personality traits, or even your appearance, anything you appreciate about yourself.
I love that. It's so easy to get caught up in, negative self-talk, but this is about like consciously focusing on the positive.
Right.
Why is this like so effective?
Here's the cool part. Even if you don't fully believe those compliments, at first,
Right.
the simple act of saying them out loud or writing them down can like start to shift your mindset.
Okay.
They're basically retraining your brain to focus on the good stuff.
It's like tricking your brain into positivity.
Exactly. And over time, those positive thoughts can become more natural and, automatic, leading to a boost in self-esteem and a more positive self-image.
This is such a great reminder to be kind to ourselves.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to day 12, which focuses on one of my favorite things, gratitude. What's so like special about gratitude?
Gratitude is like a superpower for happiness and well-being. It's
Mhm.
about, focusing on the good things in your life, even when things are like tough.
I totally agree. When I'm feeling down, thinking about the things I'm grateful for always like helps me shift my perspective.
Exactly. And it's not just about feeling better in the moment. Gratitude can actually have a lasting impact on your brain.
Mhm.
Studies have shown that practicing gratitude can actually rewire your brain to be
Wow.
more positive,
That's crazy.
which can lead to, increased happiness, resilience, and even better like physical health.
Wow, gratitude is like magic.
Hmm.
Okay, so how do we cultivate more gratitude in our lives?
One of the easiest and most effective ways is through gratitude journaling.
Okay.
The challenge for day 12 is to take a few minutes each day to write down 3 things you're grateful for.
Okay.
It could be anything from the roof over your head to your amazing best friend
Right.
to that delicious slice of pizza you had for lunch.
I love how simple yet like powerful that is.
Right.
And the best part is that anyone can do it. Okay, what's next on our 14-day challenge?
Day 13 encourages you to focus on one positive word each day
Okay.
to represent something like good you did or felt.
Right.
It's a simple way to, reinforce positive self-perceptions and end your day on a high note.
It's like sprinkling like a little bit of magic on your self-concept.
Yeah.
So each day, you choose a word that represents something positive that happened.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you're kind, helpful, creative, courageous, or like resilient. I love that. What does day 14 have in store for us?
Day 14, the final day of the challenge, is all about reflecting on everything you've learned about yourself over the past 2 weeks.
Okay.
It's about celebrating your progress
Right.
and setting achievable goals
Mhm.
for continued self-concept growth. Remember, self-concept is a journey, not a destination.
Right.
It's something we're constantly working on and evolving.
That's such an important reminder. So day 14 is not about like reaching a finish line.
Right.
It's about, I don't know, integrating these practices into our lives, like moving forward.
Yeah.
What are some, key reflection questions we can ask ourselves on day 14?
Some great questions to consider are, what have you learned about yourself, throughout this challenge? How has your understanding of self-concept changed? What are 3 goals you can set to continue improving your self-concept?
I love how these questions encourage us to like think critically about our experiences and identify, areas for growth. What are some examples of goals we could like set?
Well, maybe you want to challenge yourself to practice positive self-talk more consistently.
Right.
Or perhaps you want to be more assertive in, expressing your needs and boundaries.
Or what about like taking more healthy risks and stepping outside of our, comfort zones?
Exactly. Or maybe you want to be more intentional about cultivating gratitude in your daily life.
Right.
The possibilities are endless.
I love that.
The key is to set goals that feel authentic and, achievable.
It's so inspiring to think about all the ways we can continue to grow and, evolve.
Yeah.
Okay, before we wrap up week 2, I want to touch on something that's like super relevant to us as, girls, the unique challenges we often face when it comes to self-concept.
That's a great point. The Unlock Your Awesome Challenge acknowledges that girls sometimes, experience specific pressures related to appearance, social relationships, and even our perceived abilities in certain fields.
Yeah, like sometimes I feel pressure to, I don't know, look a certain way or act a certain way to fit in.
That's totally understandable.
Yeah.
So much of our self-concept is shaped by the messages we receive from the world around us.
Right.
But the good news is that we have the power to challenge those messages and create our own, definitions of beauty, success, and happiness.
So how do we deal with those pressures and, stay true to ourselves?
Well, one thing that can be super helpful is surrounding yourself with, positive influences, people who support and encourage you to be your authentic self.
Right.
It's also important to be mindful of the messages you're consuming, whether it's from social media, magazines, or even the people you hang out with.
So it's about choosing to focus on the things that, make us feel good about ourselves and filtering out the negativity.
Exactly. And remember, comparison is the thief of joy.
Oh, yeah.
It's so easy to get caught up in comparing ourselves to others, especially, online.
Yeah.
But it's important to remember that everyone is on their own, unique journey.
Right.
Focus on your own progress and celebrate your own wins.
That's such great advice. What are some other things we can do to boost our self-concept and feel more I don't know, confident in ourselves.
Well, one thing that can be really empowering is like trying new activities and discovering new passions. It
Wow.
could be anything from joining a sports team to learning to play an instrument to volunteering in your, community.
Mm.
When you step outside of your comfort zone and try new things, you often like discover hidden talents and abilities you didn't even know you had.
It's like unlocking new levels of awesomeness.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to, fail.
Right.
Everyone makes mistakes. It's like part of the learning process.
Yeah.
The key is to view those mistakes as like opportunities for growth rather than setbacks.
So it's all about like embracing challenges, celebrating our wins, and being kind to ourselves along the way.
You got it. Okay, are you ready to move on to some bonus tips from the Unlock Your Awesome workbook?
You bet. Bring them on.
Welcome back. I'm really excited to share these bonus tips from the workbook.
Me too. We've already covered so much, but I feel like these extra tips are going to be like, the icing on the cake.
You know me so well. The first one focuses on something we briefly touched on earlier, the importance of emotional intelligence.
Right. You mentioned it when we were talking about like navigating those tricky teenage years, but what does it actually, mean? What is emotional intelligence and why does it matter so much?
It's basically the ability to like understand and manage your own emotions and to be aware of and sensitive to the emotions of others.
Oh.
Think of it like having a superpower that helps you, navigate relationships, deal with stress, and make like better decisions.
I can definitely see how that would be so useful, especially when dealing with, all the ups and downs of being a teenager.
Oh, for sure.
Sometimes it feels like I'm on an emotional roller coaster. Yeah.
I totally get it. Those teenage years can be a whirlwind of emotions, and learning to manage those emotions effectively is like a game changer.
Right.
And the Unlock Your Awesome workbook has like some fantastic tips for boosting your emotional intelligence.
Okay. Like what?
Well, for starters, it encourages you to start, paying attention to your emotions throughout the day.
Okay.
Notice how you feel in different situations and try to identify what's triggering those emotions.
It's about like becoming more aware of our emotional landscape.
Yeah.
And, understanding those patterns.
Exactly. And once you start to understand your own emotions better, you can start to develop like healthy coping mechanisms for dealing with, difficult emotions like stress, anxiety, or sadness. The workbook suggests things like journaling, talking to someone you trust, or engaging in activities that help you relax and like de-stress, like listening to music, spending time in nature, or practicing mindfulness.
Those are all great tips. I think sometimes we like try to ignore or suppress those, difficult emotions, but you're saying it's actually healthier to like acknowledge them and process them.
Absolutely. Bottling up your emotions can actually make things worse in the long run. It's much healthier to find healthy ways to express and manage those emotions.
Okay, so we've talked about emotional intelligence. What other, gems are hidden in these Unlock Your Awesome bonus tips?
Another one that I think is super important, especially for young women, is learning to, express your needs assertively.
Yes, that's something I'm still working on, to be honest.
Yeah.
Sometimes it feels, awkward or even scary to speak up for myself, especially when it like involves disagreeing with someone or setting boundaries.
I hear you. It's definitely a skill that takes practice, but it's so worth it. Being able to express your needs like clearly and confidently is essential for healthy relationships, self-respect, and, overall well-being.
So the workbook is encouraging us to, find our voices and advocate for ourselves.
Exactly. It provides practical tips for expressing your needs effectively, like using I statements to communicate your feelings, being direct about, what you need, and practicing assertive communication technique.
Okay, that makes sense. Like using I statements can definitely make it feel less confrontational.
Yeah, right.
Instead of saying, you always interrupt me,
Yeah.
you could say like, I feel frustrated when I'm interrupted before I've finished my thought.
Exactly. It's about taking ownership of your feelings and expressing them in a way that's, respectful, but also firm and clear.
Right.
And the workbook also emphasizes the importance of, like, body language.
Oh, interesting. What do they say about body language?
They suggest, making eye contact, standing or sitting up straight, and using a clear and assertive tone of voice.
Okay.
It's all about, like, projecting confidence and showing that you're serious about what you're saying.
That makes total sense.
Yeah.
It's like aligning your words with your actions to send, a powerful message.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got emotional intelligence, expressing our needs. Any other bonus tips that stood out to you?
One that I think is particularly relevant for, anyone going through the ups and downs of adolescence is the importance of involving your support system.
Yes, having a strong support system is so crucial, especially when we're dealing with like self-doubt or facing challenges. But sometimes it can be hard to open up to people, even, those we're close to.
I agree. It can feel like vulnerable to share our struggles with self-concept or confidence, but trust me, talking to someone you trust can make a world of difference.
Yeah. So how do we initiate those conversations with our support system? What does the workbook, suggest?
Well, it encourages you to start by sharing your quiz results from the Unlock Your Awesome challenge.
Oh, okay.
It's a less intimidating way to start the conversation and can open the door to, deeper discussions about your self-concept and any challenges you might be facing.
That's a great idea. It's like an invitation to connect on a deeper level and, invite them into your self-discovery journey.
Yeah.
What else does the workbook say about involving our support system?
It emphasizes the importance of choosing the right people to talk to, people who you feel comfortable with, who listen without judgment, and who, genuinely care about your well-being. It could be a parent, a teacher, a counselor, a coach, or even, a close friend.
And it's okay to be selective about who we share these things with, right?
Yeah.
Not everyone is going to be, supportive or understanding.
Absolutely. It's your journey, and you get to choose who you share it with. And remember, you don't have to share everything all at once. Start small and see how it feels. You might be surprised by, how supportive people can be when you open up to them.
That's such a great reminder. Sometimes we build up these walls around ourselves, but letting people in can be incredibly healing and empowering.
Exactly. Okay, so we've talked about emotional intelligence, expressing your needs, and involving your support system. Now I want to touch on something that's super important, throughout this entire journey. The importance of being, patient with yourself.
Yes. I think it's so easy to get discouraged when we don't see results immediately, but building a positive self-concept takes, time and effort.
You're absolutely right. It's not a quick fix. It's an ongoing process that requires, commitment and self-compassion. Think of it like learning to play a musical instrument or training for a marathon. It takes practice, dedication, and a whole lot of grace along the way.
So it's not about being perfect. It's about showing up consistently and, making those small positive changes over time.
Exactly. Celebrate your progress, no matter how, small it may seem. And don't be afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes are proof that you're trying, learning, and growing.
I love that. Mistakes are just opportunities for growth in disguise.
Exactly.
What are some other tips for staying motivated and on track with building a positive, self-concept?
Well, the Unlock Your Awesome workbook encourages you to set achievable goals. It's not about overwhelming yourself with unrealistic expectations, but about breaking down your larger aspirations into smaller, more manageable steps.
I love that. It reminds me of that saying, one step at a time.
All right.
It's about progress, not perfection.
Exactly. And remember those SMART goals we talked about earlier? Yeah. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Using those criteria can help you, set yourself up for success.
Okay, so we've got goal setting. What else?
Another super important tip is to, celebrate your wins.
Yes.
All of them, no matter how big or small they may seem. Yep. Every time you, step outside of your comfort zone, challenge a negative thought, or do something that makes you, proud,
right.
Take a moment to acknowledge and celebrate that win.
It's like giving yourself a high five for all your hard work.
Yeah.
I think we often downplay our accomplishments, but it's so important to, celebrate those victories.
Absolutely. Celebrating your wins helps you, stay motivated, boost your self-esteem, and reminds you that you're capable of achieving amazing things. And remember that certificate of wins we created back in week 1.
Yes.
Keep adding to it.
Yes.
It's a visual reminder of how far you've come and all the obstacles you've, overcome.
I love that idea. So creating a visual timeline of your awesomeness. Okay, I think we've covered pretty much everything from the core concepts of self-concept to practical strategies for building a more positive self-image. Any final words of wisdom before we wrap things up?
Just remember this. You are amazing just the way you are. You have unique talents, strengths, and qualities that make you special.
Right.
Believe in yourself, embrace your quirks, and never stop unlocking your awesome.
That is the perfect note to end on. This has been like such an inspiring deep dive. I'm so grateful we had the opportunity to explore the Unlock Your Awesome challenge together.
Me too. I hope everyone listening feels empowered to embark on their own self-concept journey.
And remember, you don't have to do it alone. Reach out to your support system. Connect with those amazing online communities we talk about, and keep exploring all those incredible resources out there.
We're all in this together.
That's a wrap on this episode of The Deep Dive. We'll see you next time for another deep dive into a fascinating topic.